welcome back to KMMA. I'm Andy O.
And I'm Khalil Deal.
Yeah, and we're going to be bringing you a real stormy edition of our main card final face-off little preview show where we share our thoughts, one last time before they get into the cage. So for the first fight on the card, we got Julian Erosa against Mel Costa opening things up. Who you got here, Real Deal?
All right, so watching the face-offs, man, I have to say that Julian Erosa is not looking that amazing as far as physically. He's, he looks decent there. He's pretty lean, but Costa's he's the more ripped guy and a bit more muscular than Julian Erosa. As far as the height is concerned, they're pretty much the same height, man. I was expecting Erosa to be way taller, but he's not that much taller, unless it's the hair of Costa there that's making it look like they're about the same height. But he doesn't look that much taller, Julian Erosa. Melquizael Costa is going to be the pick, man. He's 7 years younger. He's been looking phenomenal lately, I like Costa to get the win. I have him winning by this is a tough one to figure out, man. I don't think this fight's going to go the distance. I'll say knockout or submission for Melquizael Costa here. He just needs to be careful with Julian Erosa, who's got some tricky submissions there. But as long as he he avoids getting subbed there, I think Costa could even get a submission on him or knock him out. So I like Melquizael Costa to get the win here. Just the better fighter in totality.
Yeah, just a couple of lanky guys here, right? Yeah, Erosa, it's good to see him take this fight since he last fought a couple weeks ago against Darren Elkins there, considering how that fight went. You'd want to get in there as much as possible. If you have fights like that, you want to fight 48 times a year. But yeah, look, I got to go with Mel Costa here. I have to say this about the face-off, though. To me, it was very morose. Like, they started talking about this and that, and it seemed like Erosa was trying to tell him about the philosophies of fighting, since he's more of the vet here and older, and it just was like, it seemed a little too much for me. I don't know. But on a brighter note, I think that's all going to pass come bell time, and Costa's going to turn to his normal animal self, start peppering Erosa with kicks, avoiding maybe a couple early sub attempts by Erosa, and maybe even getting a sub himself when the fight goes down onto the ground. So give me, in the end, Costa by sub or knockout.
Nice, yes. We both got the finish for Costa. Yeah, he was chatting it up a lot there with Erosa. I don't know what the fuck he was saying.
And it wasn't like the happiest kind of talk. It was kind of like sad to me. I don't know. Anyway, very strange.
Oh, who knows what they were saying. All right, so we're in agreement with this one. Let's get to the next fight here. All right, we got Dustin Stolfus against Nursultan Rizaboyev.
Okay, first off here, Rizaboyev is huge. Like, just huge. This guy fought at welterweight to start off his career. One of the things I don't get here, about how much they weigh, and we'll get to that in the main event. But here, it's almost the same thing. How does this guy make weight? Or how did he make welterweight? Incredible. Stolfus looks great himself, too. Here, Stolfus is not a small guy. And but he looks pretty small compared to Rizaboyev here. He does have power, Stolfus. I think if Rizaboyev leaves that chin dangling there at some points in the fight, it's not going to be a good idea for him. And if he gets tired himself, which is how that probably would end up happening. Other than that, I see a clear-cut win for Rizaboyev, who can grapple, has a lot of power. And I think he's going to end up getting the knockout in this fight within the first round and a half, actually. So, yeah, Rizaboyev by knockout.
Yeah, man, I got to stick with Nursultan Rizaboyev. Man, yeah, the guy's a beast. He's a giant in the division. But physically wise, I got to give it props to Dustin Stolfus. Looks incredible, man. He came out here looking in phenomenal shape. You can see here he's ripped, he's muscular, he's built. He looks great. Rizaboyev actually looks good too, but he's not as ripped as the Stolfus. But Rizaboyev is also very lean and also in very good shape as well. But I got to give it to Dustin Stolfus to be the guy in better shape out of the two here. But of course, you got Rizaboyev being so much taller. We're looking at a 5-inch height advantage for Rizaboyev, and I think what's going to happen here is Stolfis, unfortunately, is going to have a hard time touching the chin of Rizaboyev. He's going to have a hard time hitting him in the face. I think he'll land some body shots and kicks and stuff like that. But as far as knocking out Rizaboyev really would need to like be leaning down or like kind of like trying to go in to shoot for a submission or something like that for Stolfis to land anything clean on his chin.
I disagree, but I think we always have this disagreement.
That's fine. But Dustin Stolfus, again, having to punch upwards, I don't think the power will be the same as if he was punching straight. Whereas Rizaboyev, he's punching downwards, so I think he's going to have more power as he's punching downwards and easier to hit a target that's beneath you. I think he's going to have an easier time landing strikes on Stolfus. And if the fight goes to the ground, I got to give it to Rizaboyev to be the better grappler and better submissions. I mean, this guy's got 20 submissions out of his wins here, Rizaboyev. It's absolutely incredible to see. I know it was against lower level guys, but it doesn't matter. The subs are there, and he can do it. You know what I mean? He knocked out Cedricus Dumas, Eric Meconico, Bruno Ferreira. You know, so he's been winning a lot with knockouts. He hasn't really used his submission game in the UFC as of yet. I think that this could be one where he can use it. Club and sub could happen, or maybe even just get him on the ground and work his ground game there and get a submission. I'm going to go with the Nursultan Rizaboyev by knockout or submission for sure in this one. I think he gets the win here, Matt. But yeah, Dustin Stolfus is pretty tricky, I'll say that. All right, so we're in agreement with Nursultan here. Let's move on up to the next fight. Oh yeah, we got Siddiqui Youssef against the Myron Santos here. So for this one here, it's your turn.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to be going with Yusuf here, just because Santos to me looks pretty beatable. Yusuf has fought the better competition, and I think it's going to be a very tough test for Santos here. I think Yusuf has wrestling in his back pocket that he can use, and if Marshall had the amount of success he did against him, I think Yusuf can have at least half as much success. And I think he's a slightly better striker also, Sadiq Yusuf. So give me decision or knockout here for Yusuf.
Yeah, man. So in the face-offs here, I noticed right away Sadiq Youssef is in much better shape than Myron Santos. He's more muscular, more built and ripped than Myron Santos. Myron Santos is kind of thick, though. I could say he's maybe a tiny bit thicker than Siddiqui Youssef, but he's not as muscular as ripped. He's not as in good shape as Siddiq. I think Siddiq is in better shape there. One thing I didn't talk about in the early predictions was that Myron Santos has a total of 2 UFC fights to his name. Two fights to his name. The rest of his fights were in the LFA and in the Ultimate Fighter. Now he's facing a guy in Sadiq Youssef who has been in the UFC since 2018. Okay, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fights in the UFC compared to 2 fights for Santos. Okay, so way more experienced Sadiq Youssef, man. And the quality of fighters that Youssef has fought: Diego Lopez, Edson Barbosa, Don Shanis, Alex Caceres, Arnold Allen, Andre Fili, Gabriel Benitez. Earlier on in his career, it was against a couple of guys that were no longer there, Shayman Moraes and Suman Mokhtarian. He also fought Mike Davis in the Contender Series. That's another one I forgot to mention, Mike Davis. So he's got 10 fights, actually, if we consider the Contender Series. Myron Santos is too green. I think he's too green to face a guy like Sadiq Youssef. I think Sadiq Youssef is going to win this fight. A lot of people are sleeping on him. I don't know what it is, but a lot of people are sleeping on him. But not me, man. I like Sadiq Youssef to win this fight by knockout or decision. I think he gets it done. He's just the better fighter with more experience. So there you have it. We're in
kind of like Gabe Green and the other guy. It's almost the same story. No experience for the other guy.
Yeah, you make a good point there. You make a good point there. But the other guy, Gabe Green hadn't fought in 2 years.
True. True.
At least Myron Santos fought 2 months ago, and Sadiq only a year ago. All right, so let's move on to the next fight here. We got Bellato, Rodolfo Bellato.
So here,
Paul Craig.
here Rodolfo Bellato came in like a zombie here. If it wasn't for a guy's hand stopping him, he would have marched right through Paul Craig, I think. And Paul Craig was really intent on doing the Braveheart stare down pose here. Which
He went with the face. He went with the face paint this time, though. I noticed.
which unfortunately I don't think it's going to help out Craig when it comes to the striking, because man, Craig's striking has gotten worse. Watch back, it gets worse and worse. I don't think this guy even works on his striking anymore. He said he had a hard time with going back down to this weight, and that had something to do with it. But I think it's just excuses at this point. I think Bellato is live for. I think he's going to knock Craig down on the feet and excuse me, and sub out half unconscious, groggy, concussed Paul Craig. So yeah, give me a Bellato by sub or a knockout.
Yeah, same here. I got Rodolfo Bellato by knockout or submission. This fight is going to be a banger for as long as it lasts. It's not going to go the distance, that's for sure. Both of these guys are out here to kill. It was an intense face-off. They looked like they wanted to, kill each other right there. Paul Craig getting in his face, and Rodolfo Bellato just staring him down. As far as physicality, Paul Craig is in good shape, man. But he seems to always come out in decent shape, Paul Craig. He looks good, man. He's lean. He's in great shape. Rodolfo Bellato is a little bit bigger than Paul Craig. A little bit bigger and more muscular than Paul Craig. We'll say that, but Paul Craig looks a little bit leaner. I would say Bellato's a little thicker. But yeah, this is going to be a banger of a fight, and I think Bellato has the power, and Paul Craig's chin is suspect. I think that Bellato is going to be able to crack him there and hurt him, knock him down, as you said, maybe win by knockout, by ground and pound, or a club and sub. But yeah, definitely a finish for Bellato. So we're in agreement with this fight here. And let's move on to the main event of the evening. If you haven't, guys, please hit that like button and subscribe. We need 4 more subscribers to get to 75. Let's do it. And so, yeah, to talk about this fight here, man, Gilbert Burns, kudos to this guy for coming out in great shape. He looks better than ever. He looks awesome. He's ripped. He's built. He's muscular. Looks beautiful. Michael Morales, too. They both, honestly, no big difference between the two of them. Michael Morales also big, ripped, in great shape, muscular. So they look almost the same as far as the size. Maybe a tiny bit thicker in the chest for Michael Morales. But yeah, the height advantage for Michael Morales is phenomenal here. As you can see in this picture, the guy is so much taller. Topology had Morales only being
Topology was wrong.
Okay, Topology said that Morales is 2 inches taller only. Does this look like 2 inches taller?
You got to start bringing up when Topology is correct more often. They're always wrong.
This looks like Morales is about 4 inches taller in this picture here, Matt. Like 2 inches is ridiculous to me. He looks like 4 inches taller here. Maybe the hair makes it look like even taller, but no, but even if you cut out the hair there, he's still at least 3 to 4 inches taller, man. I love that about Michael Morales, man. He's the taller guy. I think he's going to have a great time. His takedown defense is phenomenal. When you try to take down Michael Morales, he has a very good sprawl. So when you go when his opponents try to shoot to sub him, when they shoot and they go diving for his legs, Morales backs up. He sprawls. His legs they sprawl out. And then he goes down with the guy at the same time. So you're not able to get a hold of his legs. That's going to be a hard time for Gilbert Burns to get him on the ground. So he's going to have to strike with Michael Morales a lot, and I don't like that for him. Michael Morales has a crazy 8-inch reach advantage. So if he stays at a good distance, keeps that space, he'll be able to just clip up Gilbert Burns, stand at a distance, hit him with those straight jabs, straight punches, and hurt Gilbert Burns, and also uses leg kicks, man. So Michael Morales is the pick. He's never subbed anybody in his career. I'm going knockout or decision for Michael Morales here.
Yeah, I don't know how Morales made weight here. This is right after, seeing if they can make weight, and he looks like he could be a middleweight easily. His chest and his back are just so much bigger, and he doesn't seem to have ultra skinny legs to make you understand how he makes this weight. Like, I don't get it. Is he made out of half helium or something? It's beyond. Like I understand guys come fight time these days like can weigh 35 pounds more than their fighting weight. That's common these days, right? You're fighting at 170. Come fight night, if they weigh you, you're at like 204, 205. Like this is a real thing. And which leads me to the question, how is this guy maxed out now, or is he going to be like 230 pounds in there for a welterweight
Well,
fight?
the welterweight is 170, right? So, I mean, both of these guys are at about 170 to make weight there. I think Michael Morales is just more compact, though. He's so ripped there that he's able to still make that weight.
If Jeff Neal can go from 170 to 204 pounds for his fight against Gary, I'm sure this guy's gonna
Oh,
weigh.
yeah, they're going to bulk up come fight night for sure, man.
I don't think it's really fair to weigh 40 pounds more than the weight you should be fighting at, but I guess, it's legalized cheating. It's what it is, basically. Uh, I don't think at this point that Gilbert Burns is going to have the energy or tenacity to take down Morales as much as he should and as much as he would like to. This is a huge step up, though, either way for Morales. He was taken down by 4 times out of 8 attempts by Varetnikov there, so that's a little kind of it's proof that he could be taken down, right? I don't remember what exactly Varetnikov did with all those takedowns, but it didn't win him the fight. And Morales just has a lot of confidence right now in his striking, and that's one of the reasons he could be a little on the passive side, a little on the slow side, because he knows in the back of his mind that all he has to do is wait a couple more minutes before that beauty shot comes in, and he'll just take advantage of it then. This is confidence bordering overconfidence that comes with just undefeated killers like this who haven't, sniffed a hint at danger or defeat yet, that they really believe they can do anything. And why change anything really if everything you're doing is working, right? And I think that's going to continue. I think he's going to find Gilbert Burns with a hard combo somewhere in the middle of this fight, maybe third round, early fourth round, and put his lights out. So I'm calling yeah, I'm calling a knockout for Morales in this one. Knockout or decision.
Yeah, I got to mention also the 13-year difference in age. 25-year-old Michael Morales compared to 38-year-old Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns losing 3 fights in a row. Yeah, even though they are high-level fighters that he lost to, you could just see that he's on the decline now, and this is the time where it's the passing of the torch now.
Yeah, when you're 38, 39, also it's tough to go for those takedowns, go for it, get him down. Like it just doesn't come as easy as when you were in your like early 20s, for example, right? And if you remember the last week, or whenever it was where Ponzinibbio was fighting and he lost against D-Rod there, and you were calling for some takedowns in this fight, I remember, by Ponzinibbio. And I couldn't believe that he was going for all these takedowns like you said he was probably going to do, because I thought the guy was just too old to go for that many takedowns. But he did it. Either way, I just don't see Burns having that type of success. And yeah, it's kind of sad though. But you got to pass the torch at some point.
Yeah, and one of the things I wanted to also mention here is that this fight is very important for Michael Morales to get into the top 10 because right now Gilbert Burns is in the 8th position in the top 10 in welterweight, and Michael Morales is number 12. So this is basically he's trying to bust down the gatekeeper door of Gilbert Burns to get into that top 10 and start facing some high quality fighters like Joaquin Buckley, Ian Gary, Kamaru Usman, guys like that. So he needs to get this win to get his foot in the door and make cement himself as a top contender to get that belt.
Yeah, or it's just going to set him back and it's going to take him longer to do it.
So there you have it, folks. Our final thoughts, predictions for face-offs for the main card. Stay tuned for our official bets coming up.
Like and subscribe.
Peace out, folks. KAMMA.